Hi everybody. In this video, we're going to cover all about loan and credit card settlement. And yes, some interesting facts about settlement. Guys, what do you think about settlement? Is it good or bad? How does the lender view if any of your credit account is tagged with settlement in your credit report? What happens to your credit score after doing a settlement? Are you being fooled by collection agencies' advice on settlement? And even if you want a settlement, what are its procedures? Now that we're going to cover all this, watch the video till the end. Most of my customers are the ones who want loan or credit card settlement. What does the settlement mean? Now first, let me ask you this. Have you anytime missed payments towards your loan or credit card dues? If yes, you must have experienced calls from banks and its collection agencies. It's okay if you haven't paid for 1 or 2 months. What if you haven't paid for more than 3 consecutive months? Obviously, calls must be pouring out from the banks and its collection agencies. If it's a secure loan, the banks can take the position of the related collateral or security. But what if it's an unsecured loan? The banks cannot take possession of any of your asset. To the max, they can harass you over the call or visit your house frequently to recover the debts. Even after doing all this, if you're unable to pay even a penny, what can the bank do? The bank can take any of the following steps. Firstly, they will file a suit against you for which you will have to appear to the civil court for hearing. Secondly, they'll ask you to pay the total defaulted EMIs. In case of credit card, there's no EMI option. They'll just block your credit card permanently. Thirdly, they will ask you to pay the complete outstanding at once. And lastly, they will offer you a settlement plan. Now let's assume the banks have offered you a settlement plan. Now say, after several defaults, your current outstanding is 1 lakh, which includes interest and penalties. The banks offer you to pay at least 60% of the current outstanding. If you're okay with the deal, you can pay that 60% and close the credit account. This procedure of closing your credit account is called as settlement. The bottom line is, if you close any of your credit account by waiving a certain percentage on the current outstanding, is called settlement. Now guys, is settlement good or bad? Guys, it mainly depends on situation. We all take credit with a positive intention of paying back the lenders on time. But due to unfortunate situation, a person defaults on its dues. Instead of leaving the credit account without paying, you can at least do a settlement, because if you just stop paying your dues, your balance keeps increasing every month and that results in written off account. But if you do a settlement, the balance, which is the waived off amount, does not increase. In that case, settlement is good. In other ways, settlement is bad if you're looking out for any kind of a loan in the future, because it gives a bad impression on your credit worthiness. Which also means that you will not be eligible for any kind of a loan in the future. What happens to your credit score after you do a settlement? Your credit score must have already dropped drastically because of non-payments for quite a number of months. And if you do a settlement, your credit score drops even more. It drops at least 75 to 100 scores. How does the lender view if any of your credit account is tagged with settlement? Firstly, let me ask you this. Why does the lender have to view your credit report? That's when you apply for a credit. So if you apply for a credit and if you have already done a settlement, your credit application gets rejected. For example, say you lent your friend ₹1,000 and out of difficulty he pays you back just ₹500. He comes back again asking for ₹1,000. Would you just give that amount? Obviously you won't. Similarly, the banks will reject your credit application if you have done any settlement. Now, what are the procedures of settlement? After considering all these points, that your credit score drops and you will not be eligible for any kind of a loan in the future, if you still want settlement, what are its procedures? You need to be very careful with the settlement procedure, because anyone can play tricks. So in order for you to do a settlement, you need to know its procedures. Now, you must have already negotiated with the bank and agreed for settlement. The first step in doing a settlement is, you'll receive a call or message to the registered mobile number from the banking heads to authenticate your settlement. They'll tell all the disadvantages of settlement, and only if you're okay with all this, they will raise a request to approve your settlement. You can also receive an email to the registered email ID to authenticate your settlement. Second step is they'll reply you to the registered mobile number or to the registered email ID that your settlement has to be done for so and so amount within the requested time frame. Third step, you can directly walk in to the nearest branch and pay the settlement amount by filling in the challan. Important point is, before or immediately after paying the settlement amount, you need to collect the settlement letter from the collection agency or the bank where you're paying the settlement amount. Without the confirmation of settlement letter, do not pay any amount. And the fourth step is you need to collect a no due certificate after 15 or 30 days. If any of these steps are not followed, it means that you are being misled by the collection agencies. One important point, if the banks had offered you to do a settlement in 3 or 5 EMIs, let's say that the bank had offered you to pay the settlement amount in 3 EMIs. What happens is, if you skip any of the settlement EMI, your settlement gets reverted and all the amount that you had paid previously goes for waste. So it's very important for you to pay the EMIs within the requested time frame. Guys, this is all about settlement on credit cards and personal loans. If you have any doubts, please leave a comment. I'll reply you as soon as possible. Hope this video was useful. For now, I'm signing off. Take care. Be safe.